Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back home after my little trip away, my speedy little trip away. Today, I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 19th of September. I will get on, I'll try and do a prediction reading for October. I'll try and get on and do that this afternoon if I get time. So it's nice to be home. There's no place like home, as we all know here on my channel. And just to let all you guys know, I will get back to your messages that are down below. Keep writing to me because I love hearing from you. I just haven't had a chance to sit down yet and reply to you, but I will. And yeah, I'll just close my eyes. We'll get started and we'll see what comes up. Oh, and as we all know, yes, it's the Queen's funeral today. So we're going to be bombarded on the media by a lot of things. I have noticed, yes, and I'm sure you've all seen it, all the global leaders are making their presence known. There's, oh yes, I saw Macron and Trudeau and Elbow was marching in this morning, and Jacinda, oh yes, Jacinda Ardern's there. Oh, we've got everybody. They're all coming together. It's very exciting. Oh, Liz Truss was going in, yes. Oh yes, they're all coming together. So there's huge security, as we can imagine, to protect all these leaders. So there is a lot going on at the moment. So I feel like today we're definitely going to be bombarded rather, beyond our eyeballs. So I'll close my eyes and we'll just see what messages. Oh, this video popped up today of this guy who claims to be, I don't know if you guys have seen it, to be Charles and Camilla's son. Apparently he reckons that she had him when they were like 17, and he does look a bit like them, I have to say. So I have heard of him before. He wants to do a DNA test and all this, and you know, we know it's probably true because so much gets swept under the carpet. I have no doubt. He actually looks a bit like Camilla, I got to say. So he's still fighting his battle. So there's things coming out. It's all go. There's just lots of things, but they'll squash him really quickly, I'm sure. So I'll close my eyes. We'll get started and we'll see what comes up. No, I'm getting the royal pageantry. This is going to be a huge affair. We know it is. It's going to be all eyes on, well, it's saying the media, which is not a great thing. We don't like hearing that, do we? But all eyes are on the media. And they're being really challenged right now to just keep that focus. I feel like there's a lot of this control in the background, that's the only thing you're to put out. Now we all know, and this is what the guide is saying, that the WHO has said that we're all nearly over the line with the CV virus. We've just got to keep going that little bit harder, and we will make it to the finish line, apparently. Even though it was all BS and garbage, but they're still pushing it, yes. So we have been getting that message from the World Health Organization just to keep going, fighting that good fight and doing all the right things, apparently. So I don't think it's over yet, but I guess we'll see what eventuates. Oh, and wouldn't this be a good excuse to have the super spreader event? Isn't it funny, though, how something like this, where they're expecting millions and millions of people, it's never considered a super spreader event of the flu or anything like that. Like they only have the super spreader events of what kind of suits them. It's just incredible, isn't it? It's just incredible. Anyway, let's get back to the reading. For some reason, I keep getting the word James, and this is around the royals. I don't know if it's like a James from the past, or it's a James that's one of their little kids, or... Oh, it's a bit confusing. Hang on a minute. They're saying like there's a James in the bloodline that's in succession. I don't know the names of all their kids. Is there a James? Maybe Edward's... I don't know. Or maybe they've got a middle name, James. I am getting the name James. And for some reason, this James is like a real royal. He has that real determination, drive, very motivated. I am getting James. Whether that's their middle name, it could be something James, or it could be James. I don't know. I just keep getting the word James. It could even be that it's someone from the past as well. Does the name Sterling mean anything to anyone? Mine's sterling. Sterling. It's not sterling silver. I think it's the name sterling. Anyway, I just have to tell you these things as they come through because it might mean something to you guys out there. Like with the London Bridge falling down, I didn't know that meant that the Queen was dying. I had no idea because obviously I've never lived through... Oh, yeah, no, I haven't. I never knew that, but I am getting this James and I'm getting sterling. Interesting. Anyway, we'll just see where we go, but I am getting those connections and they've got a very royal, like, bloodline. They're very important. It's saying they're very important to the throne. Let's see where else we go with this today. Maybe someone's got a different name than what we really know. Maybe it's all hidden. We know they hide so much, don't they, from us? Oh, I keep getting that gorgeous little sweet song. Oh, and this is for you guys watching my channel. Look, sometimes we just get some cheesy things here, I know, but you know, sometimes we need that. I'm getting that song by Kermit the Frog. As you know, my little Kermit the Frog back here, cuddling my monkey. I'm getting that Rainbow Connection, and they keep singing it to me. The guides keep singing it at the minute. I keep getting, someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection. And I think what they're saying to us is don't stop sort of believing and dreaming and having hope that we will find like that gold pot at the end of the rainbow. We have to keep going and keeping that kind of light in our life and keeping the colour in our life and keeping the joy and the spark in our life, because I know and I understand it, guys, this is one of the most frustrating things we've ever been through. And sometimes even with me, I know it gets a little disheartening when you see these global elites all, oh God, I mean, David Beckham was even queued up, they said, for 12 hours, but I doubt that very much. He probably got ushered in. But they said 12 hours, he queued up like everyone else. And it's just frustrating. Not that I have anything against David Beckham, whatever, but it's the fact that these global elites are all uniting and coming together because it gives them strength and power. And we know that here on my channel. When you've got Macron and Trudeau and blah, 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 all the rest of the list coming together, it feels to us like it's empowering them again. But the guides are saying we can't lose sight of, it's like sitting on that rock for us and playing that banjo like Kermit and just knowing that things are going to unfold and that life's going to still be beautiful for us. And that's the image that they're giving me as this beautiful rainbow and the Rainbow Connection song, meaning we have to still find the light and the joy in our lives, no matter what we're being fed and what we're seeing on TV. Because it's very easy, and I know you guys would be feeling it too, to get a little overwhelmed thinking, oh my God, they've reached the pinnacle of power. But they haven't. You've got to remember, they've still got to go back after this event. And an event it will be, they've still got to go back to their countries and they're still like on their own with the masses of people. So they're still, you know, just because they're together, it doesn't mean that everything's perfect and that everything's rolled out and they can just rub their hands together, because it still has not gone smoothly for them. And I keep saying it, the rollout, they might have rolled out the red carpet at the moment. Well, they're actually saying they've rolled out the black carpet. They're all walking on the black carpet at the moment, meaning the death of the Queen, because everybody's in mourning, as we know. It's a very big time. We even get a day off, I told you, here on Thursday. I don't know why we didn't get it today. It's kind of weird, isn't it? But anyway, we get it Thursday. I'll just see where else we go. So I'm definitely getting Kermit the Frog song, Rainbow Connection. Such a beautiful song. And that's really just to keep us dreaming and keep us living our life and doing all the things that give us that peaceful energy. And I guess staying really upbeat. Because sometimes it's hard, isn't it? I understand it. It's really hard when it looks like they're just all, like I said, all these elites are just gaining power and strength and momentum. But remember, they're not. Because what you've also got to remember, and I think that's what the guides are trying to say to us, is you've got to remember that this event is people coming together en masse. And whenever people are en masse, whether they're grieving, whatever they're doing, they're their spirits are kind of lifted, because it's like they're releasing their emotions. Like I talked about the crying and the letting go and the, they're all talking about it, and there's this emotional purge, I guess you would say, especially in London and probably around the world. Look, people are talking about it here, even in where I live in Australia, in the country. So, and even when I was in the city, you could tell it was being talked about. So this has had that effect on the whole world. So there's this purging process that's currently going on, which is a good thing, because it brings the vibration up, and it gets people out of their anger, because it's starting to soften. People get more emotional when you talk about the Queen. I know, don't go there, everyone. I know everyone has different views about the royals, but basically most people who particularly have lived through the era of the Queen are very emotionally attached to her. So it is a big loss. Like I said, for you people in the UK and London and all that, it is like mourning your own grandmother for a lot of these people. But it's a good thing, because they're purging, they're interacting, or super spreading, as we would have been told years ago if we went to a protest rally or anything like that. So suddenly it's not an issue, which is kind of interesting as well, as we all know. But no one queries that. And then they'd use the old, oh yeah, but everybody, the percentage is they're all jabbed, so that brings the dangers right down because they've got very good immunity. That's what they would say. So we know how it goes. It's just the same old stuff, isn't it? Like you would say, Martin. Oh, yawning, like we're just bored at the same old stories, aren't we? I'll see what else we get today. See, I keep getting Africa. I do. I get Africa. They've left a lot of blemishes on Africa. There's been some really ugly things gone down in Africa in the past. There really has. And I keep saying they're trying to be more independent as a nation. Oh, it's tiring being back. I think I'm jet lagged from my hours flight, everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to get back in the groove. So I am getting that they've left a lot of blemishes on these Africans. So I do feel that's why they stand up to these tyrants as well, which is great. I know a lot of you guys are happy about that too. I think it's a good thing too, for them to be just stomped on. We know what these dictating rulers are like. Let's see where else we go. They're showing me, I keep getting the song Batman out of this, and they're showing me like Batman running along in a cape, but it's actually us today. We've got this, I talked about us once upon a time having this like Batfink energy, where there's a little cartoon, if anyone wants to look it up, called Batfink, and he had the wings that were a shield of steel. Well, that's us. We've still got these wings that we can sort of put up like this, and they're bulletproof, obviously. That's what he had in the cartoon. And we can protect ourselves. We see the stuff that's coming. We can manage to block it. This is government can't kind of get to us. But I'm getting now this like Batman energy. It's like we've sort of morphed into Batman now, but we've got this like hideaway cave. So if you think about it, Batman goes to the Bat Cave, and then he sort of gets all the information, comes into the Bat Cave. So this is what I'm kind of getting for us. When you think about it, I often say we've got to protect ourselves and keep ourselves safe from the people waking up and all the garbage government's sort of putting on us. Well, it's showing me like us as Batman now. So maybe I guess you could say we've like evolved and, like I said, morphed into Batman from the little Batfink cartoon character. We've matured and now we're like down in the Batcave. So they're showing me like we're sifting and sorting the information. We're looking for incoming things. We've got this like secret, I guess you could say it's like a secret hideaway is what they're trying to say, where we still have this knowledge of what's going on, and we find out the deeper meanings in things, but we're still out of sight. Again, it's that sort of rebel energy and Mavericks where we disappear off the radar. So now it's showing me we're kind of down in this Batcave, but we have access to the information. So we're still able to find things out, retrieve the information, all in a, that what they're saying is all in a really productive way. Like it's all beneficial, not just for us, but to the rest of the world. Because if you think of Batman, he's like, he secretly kind of saves the city. Like if you think of Gotham City, I know there's probably a huge amount of Batman fans out there. He lays low until he's needed. And I think that's the message that I'm getting for us today. We lay low until we're needed, until we need to spread information, until we need to share some knowledge. We just lay low, like in the Batcave, and then we zoom out, I guess, in the Batmobile, and then we, go into the city, like, and save the city. But we save it in our little ways without, and what they're really saying is we're like inconspicuous. We're these little inconspicuous Batmans or Batgirls, or you could be Robin. And we have this way of finding out the knowledge, but then helping spread the information and the truths. So that's what I'm getting, is we sort of hide away, but until we get the call from, I can't remember who the guy was that worked for him. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Who used to give him the messages. He had like a butler or something, didn't he? I can't remember his name, but he was always like this normal person, and then he'd zoom down into the Bat Cave and he lived this normal life. Oh, I've just completely forgotten his name now. And then he'd become Batman. Well, that's what we're like. We turn into what we need to, like the Batman when we need to. So when that light starts flashing, the green light or whatever, like, emergency in Gotham City or whatever, well, that's what we're like. We go, oh my gosh, they're rolling out the next part of the reset, renewables. Let's get the information out there, and we share and we spread and we talk, and only in subtle ways. Like we've all accepted that the jab, we know the hypnosis was just too strong in that, and a lot of people are in it. There's still people wearing masks. When I was in Brisbane City the other day, it was quite overwhelming because it was very hot, and I don't know how anyone can breathe. I can't wear a mask anyway, but in the heat, can't even imagine it. Even on the plane, there were still people with them on in the plane, even though you didn't have to wear them. So people have got like over the top. It's become like maybe a way of hiding themselves too. Some people just sort of hide their identity with the mask. I guess it becomes like a habit. So that's what I'm getting for us. We've become like these Batmans in the cave, which if you think of our cave is probably our homes, our sanctuary, the places we disappear from view and from people. So we're not their target either. It's like Batman. He hides away in his cave, so he's not the target for, what is it, the Joker, the Riddler, who is it, Catwoman. She was a bit of a bitch, I suppose, and she was a bit evil. And I said the Penguin, did I? There was all these characters, and so Batman was kind of hidden away from them until he was needed by the people and the sort of Gotham City. So because like I said the other day, a lot of these are like evil villains, aren't they? I think Trudeau was the Penguin, wasn't he? So that's what I'm saying. Until we're needed, we just do our own thing in our little caves and hide away. And then when it's an emergency kind of situation, when we need to get information out, we do it, because that's like our job as people who are awake and who see the things coming, which I honestly think we are. I know I get trolled a bit here, and I know you guys are just amazing at standing up for me. Catherine, Janet, so many of you. I know Madman, High Vibe. God, you're always there. Martin, Louise, Shirley, Dawn, all of you. Like, you guys are great. We all interact, and I mean all of you, not just the ones I've mentioned. I try and get back to your messages because you guys are important to me, and we do support each other through this total madness and chaos. So look, thank you for that too. I just want to throw that out as well, that I do appreciate that support, because this has been a very isolating process for all of us. Not just for me. I know it has, by the way, Danielle, I know, we've all had these experiences, haven't we, where we've all felt challenged at times by family, friends, just by the media and by the government. It's really, it it put us through some difficult times, but we found our way clear. And that's what the guides keep saying about this rainbow connection. We have to keep looking for that light. And we are going to find that pot of gold. A lot of us have actually bought gold and silver, haven't we? So maybe we're already at the end of the rainbow with our little bullions and things we've been investing in. And I've got a video on that I might leave over here about investing in silver and gold, because it's a very good concrete and financially moving forward. It's probably good to get your money out of the bank, I would say, as you guys know, in Canada and Quebec and all these places over there. So that's what I'm getting. You know, we've got to keep looking for that light. It's very, very important to stay in that. I guess when you think of Kermit sitting on a rock, it's just that grounded, peaceful energy, isn't it? And keeping ourselves calm and not slipping back into that fear, anxiety, depressions, dark nights of the soul. We've got to make sure we keep ourselves uplifted and out of that energy, because that's, like I keep saying, that's what draws people to you. You know, people are looking for that light at the moment because there really isn't much, is there? Well, not coming from their government, there's not much. I'll see if there's something to close with today. Oh, I'm getting a strange song. Honestly, this song, I know you guys probably know it. We've built this city on rock and roll. Wow. That is a flashback, isn't it? Right there. Don't know who sings it. Can't tell you who sings it. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. Bump, 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 bump. That song. You'll all know it. Just look it up. Built this city on rock and roll. I don't even know if that's what it's called. But what they're saying is, when you think of built this city, right? You're building the city. I guess we could relate it to the smart cities and things they're rolling out. But rock and roll, it has this way of making everything upbeat. So you think about music from the 50s, that rock and roll era and all that fun. Oh, I always think of like the 50s when I think of rock and roll and all the milkshakes and jukeboxes and all just that joy and that fun and that dancing. That's what was really good on the weekend, actually. There was a lot of dancing at the wedding. All the young ones were up dancing. It was just so good to see people coming together and hugging again, and young ones having a good time and doing all the things and experiencing the things that we all did. So I'm getting that song today. We built this city on rock and roll, because I think also that's how you get the vibes up. Like, I could see that at the wedding, just that energy vibe of people coming together. So that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. Let's go check it out. Let's suss out the words. I know we all interpret music differently. And let's sort of build our own city on rock and roll, meaning let's build our lives on happiness, fun, joy, and that's how we radiate that good energy all the time. Oh, and my sister flew back with me yesterday as well, just to let you guys know. And I'll try and con her into making a couple of videos with me, because I always tell you how good she is at manifesting and creating positivity into her life. So she doesn't know that yet. So I'll see if I can shoot a video with her at some stage and get that on as well. So look out, I'll do a new financial update, and I'll also do an October reading. So look out for those as well. I'll leave the money one over here. I think I normally do it this side too. Don't forget to subscribe, hit those like buttons, guys. Take care, and I will say goodbye from Australia. Leave me comments down below how you guys are going, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye from Australia.